Hi, welcome to Multimeter LTD lesson 1 of learning how to program using ISPSoft to program a Delta PLC or a VSD. First of all, you open your software ISPSoft, which is the one that you use to program, and then you go to File, and then you open New, then you go to New. Project name, I'll just name my project YouTube. Then you have a controller type, which I'll be using a DVP. Then you have a PLC type, which will depend on which PLC you are using. Controller type and PLC type. Then you can choose from the controller type. If you have a VSD that you want to program, you can also choose which VSD model you have or type you have, but I'm going to be using a DVP PLC. I have a SS2, then I'll select SS2. You can also, if you don't know the PLC type, you can also edit it inside your project. You can also browse your path where you want to specifically put your project. This is where your project will be located. Then if you're done, just press OK. Then it will open this window. To start programming, you just press program, but there's also help at the top where you can find the very valuable information about everything about the ISPSoft. It's always best when there's something that you don't understand, just to go to this window and open this PDF and just check whatever you're looking for. It's got everything you'll think you'll need or you will need. Then you'll just click on the program, then you right click to open this window, then you just press new. Then from here you can write your program name. I'll just say YouTube, and then from there on there's a cycle task, which is always best to just keep it a cycle task. This will determine how your program is read. Just keep it a cycle task. You can also use a sequential function chart, SFC, or a ladder diagram. For this tutorial, I'll use a ladder diagram. You can also just put in a password and verify it. If you want to look your project, then okay, that's it for that. Then from the program, there are two beginner's way in which you can program, or you can write your PLC ladder diagram program on the ISPSoft. At the top there you have your input and output. I'll go through all those icons as we continue with the lessons. I'll be writing a program about the start stop, just to switch on a pump or a motor. So you just right click on your input there at the top. As I'm right clicking, then you can see, just drop it here. You can see with the arrows, you can still put more inputs, or you can also do a parallel input or OR gate. That's an OR gate. You can just undo by just right clicking. You can also just undo. Then there's another way. I'll just press, sorry, to go back to mouse. Just click and then you type LD XO. XO is your input, and then that's where you get your input. That's another way of doing it. You can also do a parallel input by just clicking O X. I will choose X1. There you have a parallel inputs. The red line at the frame just shows that your program is not compiled and is not fully functional. And then for your normally close, just say LDI X2. You can also change your contacts. You also have your falling or your rising edge. You can also just change by just right clicking on your input. Rising and falling edge, we'll use them on the I think on tutorial number 5, just to show you how they work. Okay, we'll keep that normally open and then X2 normally close. And then with your output, you can just click at the top icon there. That icon is for your output. You can just drop it here. Yeah, that's it, just like that. And then you can also just click, and then you will say out Y0, depending on which the output on your program you want to click to. This I will also show on the next tutorials. Then you just click OK. Yeah, that's it. That's a full program for a start stop. I'll just add a memory bit, so Y0 should come parallel to your XO, so that when you start your pump, it continue running up until you press stop, which is the normally close. So once you press start, it will the pump will Y0 will run up until you press stop, then it will stop. That's why you have that parallel input down there. It's for retaining your inputs. And then this is your wiring diagram for your program. Okay, now I will be adding the memory bit line, so that Y0 switches on your memory. Your memory is also just built in on your PLC. You can also insert on the top or at the bottom by using those two functions up top there, as I've done. And then you just put your Y0 there, and you put your M0 as your output. This is Y0. It's your output from the first network. Then this is M0, that is my output on my second network. Okay, you can compile your project. You can also, before compiling, you can also just do the check, especially if your program is too long. It's better to start with checking, but for this one you just go to compile, and it will show you the errors down here. Even if you compile, maybe there was an error, then it will show you the error here on a project. But yeah, you also have this window here for your local symbols. This will be my next video, but for here you can just put the motto which we have, which is Y0. It's always the best to do it in this way. You also do it the text way, but to start with the local symbols, then you just say Y0 there, and then the type is a Boolean. I'll also explain why it is a Boolean or welded or double weld, on why it's false. And you also have your start, which is X0. Should be writing starts there. Start, then my start is my X0. You can also type this X0 It's also the same as it's a Boolean, then you have your stop. On my next tutorial I will continue with this. My quiz is which one is the best to use the tag or the local symbols when programming with the ISPSoft. That should be the next tutorial for my next videos. I'll start with the local symbols way, and then I'll follow with the tags way of programming. It's almost similar, but it's not the same, but it's almost the same. Thank you. Please like and subscribe for more. I'll be doing this continuously almost every day. It's Siemens, Mitsubishi and Delta lessons. Thank you.